Ah, the Yuletide season, the manger, the baby Jesus and the three kings. Hello there, kids. I'm Lloyd Floyd. I'm here to deconstruct the message of the Lord for you in a new way. You see it in a whole new light. I love Jesus as the only socially conscious prophet in all of monotheism. And everybody forgets that Jesus grew up rich. I mean a little bit rich. I mean filthy, stinking rich. How do we know this? What's told he makes darn sure. One of his disciples says, "When I was born in that there manger, 3 Persian kings done come to see me with 3 gifts, frankincense, gold, and myrrh." In the first place, it wasn't 1 kid in that manger, it was 2 kids. Jesus had a twin brother named Thomas Didymus, and Didymus means twin. So these Persians, being monotheist and Zoroastrian, not polytheist like the Romans they were going to visit, came to Bethlehem. They were into astrology, but they didn't see a star above that manger. What they saw were twins in that manger, and they said, "This is a special omen." Twins were considered to have magic powers back in the day. So now let's look at those 3 kings there. Oh, they're traveling with a rather small retinue, wouldn't you say? A rather small retinue for 3 kings. I think they would have a security detail and retainers and all this kind of stuff. So it was big fanfare that came to this barn. Gave the gifts to them, and the first thing that Mary and Joseph did was check out of that manger and probably get to safety, where the 3 kings would put them up in some hotel or something like that with better lodgings. Whatever the case, Joseph wasn't a poor carpenter. From that moment forward, he was a rich carpenter. Since Caesarion, which was right next to Galilee, was a Roman resort town, that was the Jersey Shore of the Roman world, he was a general contractor, and he built vacation homes for the Romans. And so, you don't hear anything about Jesus' youth, because a rich kid is never going to become a populist leader. But when he grows up, there's likely a conversation with Joseph that says, "Hey Dad, where's my endowment of gold for to be a world savior?" Unlike Buddha's dad, who would have been like, "Well, have all the money in the world." Joseph rather says, "What do you mean, world savior? I built this incredible general contracting business. You're going to be a general contractor like an old man making all this money. The Romans are great. They give us all this money." Jesus says, "Fuck you. You're not my father. My father is in heaven." And from there on in, he does not mention Joseph's name. Not only that, when they bring Mary to see him on the cross, he disses her too and says, "Who is my mother? Where is my mother?" It's a very odd Jesus quote. Read that there, Bible, cover to cover. Odd Jesus quote that struck me was, "No man may follow me lest he hate his mother and father." That's an odd one, directly contradicts Moses' law. But that's why Jesus then preaches, be good to the poor, be good to the guy in jail, spread the money around. Like St. Francis of Assisi, who rejected his family's wealth, took off his clothes on the steps of the church, and was made a saint thereby, Jesus made so much sense in his renunciation of the wealthy class and his railing against Roman taxation, which was double taxation in those days, was bad news then. He became a socially conscious prophet because he had seen the evils of wealth, and he'd probably seen his father not give to the poor. That explains Jesus' social message. Merry Christmas.